Hello everyone, it's Turlly6. I'm going to play some Farming Simulator 19. This will be the first episode. Go ahead and start a new game here. We're going to do Farm Manager, which is the middle ground mode. It's not the new mode, but it's a little more difficult. We're going to pick our map here. I'm going to play on Felsburn. So as you can see, I have quite a bit of add-on content. Now there is a way to cheat in about $8 million after you pay off the loan. And the way you do that is you go ahead and go under multiplayer, create all the farms, save it, go back out and load that game in under career. And then it will give all that money to you. I'm not doing that in this mode, so it does make the money a little bit tighter. For $8 million, you can pretty much buy whatever you want and do whatever land you want and do a lot of updating. But we're going to go ahead and I'll check the settings here. I haven't played in a little while. I am expecting 2020 to come out after the console update. I think that's what they were waiting for. This game has been out a little while. So let's get started here. So it's going to give us some tutorial tips. As you can see, we start off with 1,250,000. Let's go ahead and check our settings. Okay, I turned off switch to trains. Alright, so speed, I like that. We'll run that at 5x right now while we're doing a lot of buying. Normal. Normal. I like the helpers to buy stuff. Plant growth, northering, normal, withering on. Now normally I will, when I'm playing for fun, I'll turn withering off, crop destruction off. So I may end up tearing up some stuff. I am really not used to this mode. I normally just play for fun and play around. So we'll go ahead and save it. We haven't done anything yet. Okay, so first thing I like to do is go to the map, which is here. This is all the this is the town and all the available farms. Normally I do like to buy this this piece right here to start with, because I like this nice area here to build my farm. It's 181,000, so it's pretty cheap. I don't like the fact that the starting crop on it's not something I'm going to use, but I will buy this one. I'm going to go ahead and buy this for 174. And I'm going to go ahead and buy this for 180. So, as you can see, it took us down to 700,000 already. We do own this plot of land now. Okay. So one of the things I'm going to do, forgot how to run here. There we go. R2. So as you can see, there's a little bit of land here. These are sugar beets, which I normally don't mess with. This is potatoes. I normally don't mess with. I'm probably just going to plow both of those under, to be honest with you. I don't have a lot of money to start off with. I guess I could lease the equipment, but the money for those small fields is not going to be good. So this is corn. It in itself is not ready to go. So one of the things I like to do before I get started is do a little terraforming. I really like the terraforming tool in this. So if you go over here to the right and start your landscaping, As you can see, you get a nice view of what you got going on here. Now I could delete these fields. I don't want to do that because then I would have to replow. So what I like to do, right now we're under sculpting. I like to go under flatten, which is R1. And I also like to change the size of my tool. And I like to change the shape of it, which is this. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and do R1 here. And it'll flatten out the grass and any terrain that's that's not, it'll get rid of bushes if you can get it without hitting the road. It will not get rid of trees. But I like to go ahead and do this. This is costing cash right now, and I don't want to get near my field. But this is just kind of a little bit of prep work that I like to do, and we can get right in next to our land. Once we get going here, I don't want to wait around too long to get trying to get some stuff going. I do hire people. Some people prefer not to. I usually like to hire people. Oh, as you can see, I'm still on flatten. So I went ahead and did as you can see, I made a little, I kind of hit this ground here a little different than I wanted to. I made it a little, so I kind of made it a little rough. I didn't want to do that. I just want to stay on smooth it out a little bit. As you can see, it's not as bad, but I made a pretty good hill there. And then what I like to do is I like to go over to painting. And then I like to select my textures. I just usually make all of this concrete just to make it all look the same. And there again, as you can see, our money is going down. It's just personal preference. Absolutely do not have to do it. It's just something that I do to try to make it look a little nicer. And it is a little harder to get near the edges of the road. It will not go on the road, which is a good thing. So I want to stay in my little box here, which is why I like to do that starter edge how I want it. Then you can just fill this in. Okay. So you can see I got a little bit of land going there. So we got corn that we can go ahead and harvest. And we got stuff we're going to plow under. So we know we'll need a harvester with a corn header. And we're going to need a tractor with a plow. So also I like to buy a house so I can sleep through the night. So we're going to buy this house here. It's actually a pretty good size. It's a mod. It's available in the store, but it's only $80,000, which is cheap as far as houses go. So I am going to put this here a little bit off of the pavement a little bit. I don't know if this is the type of concrete we had. I cannot remember. It does appear to be so. So I fill this in usually just to make that a little more match up. Okay, and then I'm going to need a tractor. There again, don't have a lot of money to start with, but if we're going to have to plow, we do need at least a medium tractor. So here's our list. We'll go ahead and get this John Deere 119,000. Our balance, so you can see, is 621. We'll go ahead and buy this. We can go ahead and change it to get a front weight if we want. And we can add weights. We can change the wheel. I'm going to go back to the standard no weight for now. We'll go ahead and do the 7/16 weight, and then you can change the tires to Nokian, get a little larger engine. You're looking at it as it's total price $127, so we're going to buy that. Okay. We're going to do that. That's going to be at the store. We're also going to go ahead and buy a plow. I know I want to plow in the potatoes and the sugar beets. I have another mod here. That is a, if you look here, it's a, trying to see the size here. If you look, it's a 6.6 meter wide plow, which is pretty good, and it's not going to be overly exhausting to pull. Pretty cheap, 16 grand. We're going to get that. So now we can go ahead and you can auto skip by pushing right, and I will turn this music off. This is a radio option, so we'll go ahead and turn the radio off so it's not drowning me out while I'm trying to talk. So as you can see, we got the plow here. We'll go ahead and hook up to that. We do got the front weight. That's we're having some issues here. I don't think we're going to be able to use this plow, as you can see. So let's unhook that. That's not going to work. So let's see if we get the bigger weight, or we may need to go ahead and just get a smaller plow. I hadn't used those plows before, so I just added them in as a mod. Let's go ahead and switch plows here. We will go ahead and get it in the red or the yellow to match more of the John Deere concept. Green and yellow is definitely better than green and red for Christmas. All right, so we can go into our garage and sell off this other one. We'll get most of our money back since and we'll see if this one okay, so we can go into first person view. We do have the traffic on. This thing does stick out a little bit. You can drive in the third person view instead of first person view. I think it makes it a little easier not to have accidents. Just a preference. So I will hire a worker to get this started. As you can see, we're at 480,000. So the money will go down as we hire people and as the daily expenses start racking up. So I'm going to go back to third person here. You can actually, there's a way to zoom pretty far away, and I'm trying to think of what it is. It's been a while since I have played, but there's a way to really let's see here, change your view to where you're really pretty far away. For some reason I'm having troubles figuring out what that is. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, so we'll go over here. Sometimes you'll need to do a starter lap just to get your guy going so he's good. We'll go ahead and turn him loose here to see if he can do this. We're just right now too, there's options for this. One of the things we want to make sure, oh, it's been so long here. There's a way to turn on create fields. We don't want that. We don't want this worker hiring fields. So let's hit circle hire someone. So as you can see, he's going to take off. He's going to plow up these beets, and we'll plant something else there. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump out. He's going to stop because we're in his way. And let's go ahead, and while we're doing that, we got 480,000 left. We do need to get a combine. We actually need a lot more equipment right now, so one of the things we'll need to do is we'll need to look at combines, which we'll probably have to get a small one to start with. I'm sorry, harvester. So we're going to have to probably start off with one of these 100,000 ones. It only holds 4,500. Let's hit that. We know for a fact we'll need a corn header to start with. go ahead and spring for this one. It's a little bigger. It's not huge. Let's see here. It's a little more than I want to spend, but we'll go ahead and do it there. Okay, so we could go ahead and buy a other header as well. We're probably going to have to stick to corn for right now, since we're not going to have a lot of options probably on the planting either. So we can fast travel over to our header. It's our Nova 330 or Russell mash. Let's go ahead and hook this up. This one folds up, so it's kind of nice. You don't really need a trailer header. Do have to be careful here. If you have an accident, it doesn't really do anything. It'll just stop. It'll cause your collision camera to go a little crazy, a little wonky, but it doesn't really affect gameplay. You're not going to get a fine. It's not going to cost you money. As you can see, I'm not very good. Normally, I turn traffic off and buy the Mustang and run around here and see if I can hit 120 mile an hour, and then I flip it 35 times. So if you look around, the cab's a little plain on this one. It's kind of neat. This game, has a lot of different things you can go to it. I really like the design aspect of doing the landscaping, and you can really transform, and you can do animals. One of the ways to make money that people do is horses. You do have to ride each horse 5 minutes real time daily to train, and that's game time daily. And now that we're going to, one of the things we'll do is I like to run my game speed on 15 times. That seems to be pretty realistic for actual gameplay. So we're going to take this over there. We're going to take this over there and see if our corn is ready, because it was not a little earlier. And one of the things we're going to need too is a way to sell this corn. And normally I like to buy a semi, starting off with limited funds. As you can see, we're already down to 308. And I do have crop destruction on. I do have to remember that. Even though I'm not saving those crops, I don't really want to drive through them. It's something I'm not used to playing with. So when you hire a worker, they will not tear up the crops. So this corn is not ready to harvest. We'll go ahead and unfold this out. We got some time to kill before this corn is ready. We'll go ahead and get lined up here. You can run this 2 different directions. It actually may be better to run this since he won't damage the crop. Maybe better to run it this other direction. This direction, but I will damage it, so I have to be careful to get it lined up here. But when you hire a worker, they will not damage it. So you can run this direction. I think that'll eliminate some of the incline. So we can jump over here, see how this person's doing. So when they're done, obviously, we don't really have a lot of money right now. We're going to want to plant something here. And that's honestly probably needs to be corn, because we have the corn header. We don't even have the other header. We can look at what the other header is going to cost us. Corn does take an extra step. We can buy an auto seeder. So these are not that expensive. So we'll probably go ahead and buy one of these. We can actually sell the corn header back if we want. So we're using a Rostel mash. We'll go ahead and buy this Rostel mash 9mm. 9mm. That'd take forever. 9-meter header. Let's go ahead and purchase that. And what we can do is we'll run down and get that in a second. And then we're going to need a seeder. Right now, this will do what we need. We're going to need to go pretty cheap. We are really running out of funds here. We may be able to do this one. Let's see, what's our size? 3.3. 3.6. So we'll just go ahead and stick with the. Let me see. Let me make sure this thing does everything I want it to do. Let's go ahead and get. That one looks like it's limited. Let's see. Let's get this one. Pretty small but effective. We're going to need to get a weeder. We're going to need to get a weeder, which is here. And normally I don't play with weeds on. We're going to need to get a lime spreader. We'll wait on that one. One of the things you can plant too in this game is grass. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and buy a cheap vehicle, just because. We'll go ahead and buy the pickup truck. We can make a little money with this thing. Let's change our color. Richard Petty blue. Buy that. And then let's we can also buy a chainsaw, and we can make a little money there if we want to. It's a good way to generate a little money. Like I said, money is tight. 186,000 seems like a lot, but not when you got equipment that costs 500,000. Okay, so it looks like I ended this guy's assignment here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hire another person. I think I hit circle backing out of that last screen by accident. So he's making some progress here. As you can see, it's not super fast. We can flip over to the other the truck here, which is the one we bought, the stylish roast. This is not ready. It'll be more of a gold color, kind of like the potatoes are behind us. So let's get the truck. Let's go ahead and start hauling some of this stuff back. I will not be able to get that cedar. I may not be able to get this either. I may be able to get this. So we can take our header up. See what we got going on here. And I prefer driving in this, so I apologize if this is irritating, but I'm a little more of a rookie. So as I can do a little more. You can flip back and forth. So right now we don't have a lot of cash. So one of the things we can do, we can look at doing, is we can store some of our equipment over here at the house. Give you the quick tour here. So we can go ahead and circle opens this up. Opens this up. We can go ahead and hit the lights. It'll make more of a difference at night. And then couldn't really get the cedar. We'll run down and get it with the tractor once we get a chance here. So it costs us $94 for the worker. Not a lot at this point. Let's go ahead and look at doing some farm stuff. So we're going to need a silo at some point. Not going to be able to do that right now. Sheds. Got a lot of different types. A lot of these are mods. Don't have a lot of money to start with. Some of these are for animals and things like that. So this one's got a light. It's only 1,000 more than the other easy shed. So we're going to do this one. So let's swing around here. Looks a little crooked. There again, it's really just preference. Okay. Go ahead and hit that down. Maybe a cheaper, bigger one for our that our combine will fit under. Okay. So we can do animal pens. We don't really have a lot of money yet. Miscellaneous. There's a wash station, which we'll use to wash the equipment. I kind of like the dirt look. So as you can see, we drop this down. We can put our harvester in here, and we can start putting some of the smaller things over here. There is an auto save feature for this game. So it will auto save every time when you go into the screen. Every 15 minutes, as you can see it's doing there. Go ahead and put this header over here. Go ahead and put the truck for now in the garage. I like to use this to go see if the crops are ready, or to scope out some new land. So if we go in the house, not a lot to it right now. I mean, this would be sleep if it was nighttime, and here's the office. Not a lot to interact with there. Usually turn the lights on so I can, for at night, I can see where I'm at. So that's where we're at right now. I think I'm going to call this an episode, for a short episode. We come back, we're going to plant on this field. We'll decide what to do there. We're going to go ahead and plow and plant on the potato field, and hopefully soon harvest the corn. And we'll plan on doing all that next episode. So let me save again. Oh. Alright, so we did save it. Alright, so I appreciate it, and hopefully you enjoyed it. When we get back, we'll continue to try to get some cash so we can add to our farm.